Does it work? Yeah, brilliant. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm here to talk a little bit about Umeå's energy program. So I've been in charge of developing a new energy program in Umeå for the last, 1.5 year, I think. And today I want to address this briefly, why we adopted a new energy program, how we have worked, how we tackled this challenge, and also go a little bit briefly into what is Umeå's energy program. What is it? And also looking a little bit ahead, we have a nice program, a strategy forward, but how can we see the next phase? How do we implement it into our organization, but also into the municipality itself? Because the energy system is not just for the municipal part, but it's also the whole societal transformation as well. So let's start. Umeå has a tradition of not updating its energy plans for that often. The last one was actually from 2003. So it's been a couple of years since we updated our energy program. And I was set in charge for this about 1.5 years ago to develop an energy program. And this is also something that in Sweden, it's obligated by law to have an updated energy plan or program in each municipality. And it has also been a rise in interest in also in energy planning in the whole Sweden. So the Swedish Energy Authority is putting out a lot of resources to the cities and the municipalities to develop new energy plans, for example. So I will tell a little bit about that in the end, since we have a project in implementation regarding that. So, and how did we develop it? So when I started, there were some preparation work already done. We have been working with a consultancy firm that are producing scenarios for the Swedish Energy Agency and also to other municipalities. But there were some baseline measurements, etc. So that was conducted, and we set together a working group from different parts of the municipal organization, representing the business development side, representing also the utility company, since the utility company is owned by the municipality, and also from the special planning department and from the strategic development where I work. We used some consulting support. We developed a scenario-based approach to this energy programs. We had a lot of support from them to actually develop the scenarios. I will go into that a little bit deeper later on. We also had a process with internal anchoring. So we get together all the stakeholders internally, basically from the CEOs, from the municipal companies, and also some directors and other stakeholders internally together. First, internal anchoring, are we on the right path when we develop this document or this strategy forward? We also did send it out for consultation, and we received around 20 different replies from different organizations around, especially in Umeå locally, but also from some national agencies as well. And it was adopted in January 2025. So let's coming back to how we actually did this. We have used a scenario-based approach to develop our energy program, and we have adopted a set of goals in Umeå for target goals. One is to grow by 200,000 citizens by 2050. And then goal number 4 is Umeå shall be climate neutral by 2040. So we put that and said that is the vision, that is the future we want to achieve. And how can an energy system look like if we're going in that direction? So basically looking at this model, we can look into the future and see, okay, what needs to happen? And based on that, do a backcasting to see, okay, what changes does that actually need to occur to be able to get there. So that is the approach. And let's see if this works. And we built it based on transition needs. So we looked into both, especially the climate neutral target by 2040, but also looking into how can Umeå grow. Umeå is a growing city. It's been growing every year since 1960. And we build this on the Umeå Climate City contract. Umeå is part of the mission of 112 climate neutral cities in Europe. And this is one scenario that we use for developing our climate city contract with the EU, or with the net zero cities. And here we basically have done a scenario analysis of how can we reduce our emissions so we are almost reaching our targets until 2040 and 2030. So this is a base, so we have aligned our energy program with this scenario as well, and it takes consideration both of technical investments in the city and infrastructure, but also behavioral change, for example. So we can go dig into deeper that in the discussions later. Yeah, and this is the output. I won't go into the details of this, but on the left you can see the current state in Umeå. How we have this yellow bar at the top is electricity use and production today, and then we have the red one is district heating, the green is biofuels, and the black one is petroleum products or fossil fuel use in the city of Umeå. And if we're then looking ahead, if we're going to achieve our goals, for example, in this scenario, we have to increase our electricity use significantly. That is based on new industry, green in this industrial development coming into Umeå, but also that the transport sector needs more electricity, for example. We also see a small change in the heating production in Umeå. We have a CHP plant in Umeå, and in this scenario, we think it will be reduced due to a lot of energy efficiency measures are conducted as well in the buildings. And also kind of the biggest change is actually we need the black one at the bottom. That is the most challenging part, but that is something we really need to have to work with, and that is being reduced significantly in this scenario as well. It's not completely gone, but it is reduced significantly, yes. The purpose of the program is point out a strategic directions for the energy system that enable the municipality to achieve its goals. And it also not for the municipal organization only, but also for the wider municipality itself, the geographical area. And what we aim to achieve, we want to create a robust energy system needed for the municipality to reach its target goals, as I mentioned. We want to enabling sustainable green establishments. There are interesting companies who want to put their industries here in Umeå. We also want to enable such green investments here in Umeå. Support energy efficiency and also focus on symbiosis and circular economy is some strategic directions we want to take. And of course, we want to contribute to the development of the energy system through inclusive development. I mean, it also has to strengthen the city's engagement and participation in the energy transition, and it also have to be equal as well. So looking into the how the program is structured, is basically a strategy that is pointing out different areas, core focus areas where we need to in the city of Umeå, and also areas of impact. So for example, we have to do a lot of work regarding buildings, transport, energy productions, but also resilience. For example, future-proofing infrastructure, enhancing cybersecurity, and systematic continuity management as well. So this has to also be incorporated into the changes and the transition we need to do here in Umeå. So it's both focus on energy production, for example, strengthen the electricity grids. We're working on projects where we're doubling the power of electricity coming into the city of Umeå, for example. And that is also to enabling new industrial sites here in Umeå as well. Yeah, so taking us to the next step, as I mentioned, the program was adopted in January 2025, a couple of months ago, and we applied for funding from the Swedish Energy Agency to work with implementation of this energy program. So we are now in a phase where we're trying to develop working methods and a methodology to follow up this scenario. Are we on the right path? Can we find those milestones so to see that we are on the right direction as well? And also looking into, for example, key performance indicators to monitoring the energy system, that we are on the right path, actually. And we're also now developing a material together to have a more systemic approach to the energy transitions. And we want to work with, engage and collaborate with different actors. For example, those big industries in Umeå that use a lot of energy, but still also can help in and help us in the transition to climate neutrality and energy transition that is needed. So they can actually, we work together with them and have the common view, okay, how do we actually do this together? Because we really need to work together to collaborate to be able to do this. And as I mentioned, develop tools and structure for follow-up. So that is something we also are in the phase of doing at the moment. Yeah, I stop there with this quote, and thank you very much.